Hi, I'm Edgar Hernandez.
And I'm Nuri Robles. And this is
Bar Talking Bar.
Your access to the heartbeat of New York City's bar and hospitality scene.
Hosted straight from the city that never sleeps, we sit down with bartenders, brands and ambassadors, hospitality pros, and cocktail lovers.
Whether it's the art of bartending, the hustle behind hospitality, or the wildest bar tales, expect raw conversations and industry secrets.
Listen to the people who pour your favorite cocktails and keep the nightlife alive.
If you love bars, spirits, and the stories that bring them to life, follow us, share, and subscribe to keep the conversations flowing.
The podcast that you didn't know you need.
New episodes weekly.
Welcome to another week of your favorite podcast,
Bar Talking Bar.
I'm Edgar Hernandez.
And I'm Nuri Robles.
And I am NATASHA ARCE.
Yay! Thank you, Natasha, for coming.
So excited.
It is really nice having you here. I know we have been talking about this for a while, but we finally have you on this spot.
We did.
Yeah. We try.
Busy schedules and all, we're doing it.
But before we start, we're gonna thank our audience, all the people that have been watching us. We officially are, this is our first year. We're celebrating, well, we're going to celebrate our first year.
We launched in August, the first time.
Yeah,
actually.
but we're very happy, but we're very proud of, everybody who's working in the industry that inspire us to do this. And thank you, Edgar, for this amazing year.
Yeah.
Congrats, guys.
Yeah. And also, is keep liking, subscribing, and sharing so other people can know the stories like the one we're gonna have today.
Don't be careful with that.
Yeah.
Table.
Yeah. So no, it's okay.
Right behind you.
Okay. Sorry. Anyway, but today we have the honor and also another VIP guest, NATASHA Arce. She works at Someday Bar in Brooklyn. But why don't we start like we always said? I know we know you. Mm-hmm. Some people know you, but other people probably don't. So if you want to introduce yourself,
yeah,
please.
Absolutely. My name is NATASHA Arce. I am I'm the bar manager at Someday Bar, NYC. We are located on 364 Atlantic Avenue, right over by Barclays Center, and I will be turning 5 with them this year.
5 years.
5 years in the industry and 5 years as a bartender.
Amazing.
Yeah, so the owner there, she is an incredible badass of a human being and gave me an insane opportunity when she approached me and is now my mentor. So I'm a very, very lucky person in general, just to have somebody who had welcomed me and then who turned into just being an incredible human on top of it.
Yeah.
So that's really cool. So shout out Megan Rickerson, the one
Shout
and
out to
only.
Megan. Yeah.
That's Megan. We know you're. Back and forth between the city and upstate, but hopefully one day we're also gonna have her here, sharing her story because I think it's pretty cool that what she's done also.
Yeah. And with the bar story, the bar is only turning 7 this year, so I've been there the majority of the time with them. It's been really cool to just watch what she has done for our community overall, which has affected my journey in hospitality with just going into it so blindly because I was in veterinary care prior to hospitality. Yeah, I loved it. And, I have 2 cats out of it and I'm very happy with my little babies, but I'm happier to be where I am now. And just she made that transition really meaningful into hospitality and again, just like opened all these doors. I was like, here are classes you could take, here are programs you could apply to, you can go to Kentucky, you could do all these wonderful things and continue to further yourself. Mm-hmm. So, a lot of people, like we had talked about earlier, were like, that's not a real profession. And I'm like, no, this is a career. This is a career.
It is not an easy one.
Yeah, it's great to be a part of. And then, it's like connections like this. It's just genuine. And it's really cool to be like a part of something that's bigger than other people can see when they are just walking into a bar for the first time.
Exactly, especially for the audience. I mean, now the audience, the customers who don't understand what we do, why we do it. I think it's important that they see the different part of us. Like the human part, not just the hospitality part, but we go home to like tend our pets, tend our house, do other things. Like, I don't know, if you want to run a marathon or if you want to do whatever you want to do.
No, not me.
No.
Whatever it is that you do outside from this, I think it's just like that's what people don't understand.
Yeah. But before we talk about the industry, we want to know, and obviously the audience want to know you. So if we're gonna go back,
Mhm.
where are you from? Where you were born?
So I was born right outside of Philadelphia. Actually, I was born in this little town called Conshohocken, 1 square mile town, maybe 30 minutes outside of Philly. My mom and all my aunts and uncles were raised there. We actually had moved from Pennsylvania up to Long Island when I was 3 years old. So I've been in New York my entire life, essentially. Unfortunately, that still counts me as an Eagles fan. But like I have to admit it so my family doesn't come after me after this. But my mom, actually, this is a really cool part of just me in general, was bartending when I was first born.
Oh yeah.
So she was between 2 or 3 places, and I had lived with my grandmother and my uncle in the house that they had grew up with, and my older brother. So it was like all hands on deck mentality from when I was born. So
That's
everyone
cool.
was there for each other. My stepfather came into the picture at a really early age too, so he was there too, which was awesome. But I was a bar baby. I got to go hang out at my mom's bars, and I don't remember a lot of it because I was an infant.
Yeah.
Up until 2 or 3 years old, I do remember going to like the bar pets that my mom worked at right on, I want to say it was Fad Street or something like that. But it was something that has always been ingrained in me. And to this day, my mom is retired and she bartends Monday nights at the Moose Lodge for fun.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
I hope Leo also says one day my parents were bartenders.
Yeah, she loves it.
Oh, she's definitely gonna be going around with everyone in the
Yeah.
bartending community.
Sorry to interrupt.
No. I was gonna say like I guess also going to work in this industry, you have like advice from your mom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she's told me very embarrassing things that she's done, like dropping spaghetti on a man's head. And I'm like, I thank God I will never carry a plate of spaghetti behind my bar.
Well, for me, I used to work in a place that we did bottomless brunch.
Okay.
And I remember I was like, showing off every day. And I was like, I can carry 22 glasses of mimosas. And I was like, la, la, la. And then one day I was like walking and I was sure that I could pass. And then the gas moved a little bit. So I got scared and then all the 22 mimosas got in over this guy.
22.
Yeah, 22. And I feel like, it's embarrassing, but also it's like, what I'm gonna do? We have to pay the laundry and everything, but it's fun.
It happens, it's a happy accident.
Yeah.
People, I'm sure they're gonna, reward it at some point.
And you got a new shirt, right?
Yeah.
It's fine.
And then I learned that take this anyway. Maybe 18 is better than 22. So you grew up in Long Island, and you said you have a brother.
Yeah, my brother is 6 years older than I am. He and we duked it out as kids. I wasn't cool until I was like 21, 22 to him. But he's an incredible guy. He also has 2 kids with his fiance, Brittany. She actually manages a bar out on Long Island as well.
Oh, amazing.
So it's just all around us that we have this in our family.
That's so cool.
Core. Yeah. And Grayson and Harper, they're bar babies. They go to Harp and Hound. Unfortunately, Harp and Hound had a fire a few months back, so they were shut down.
Oh.
But the good news is they opened back up a week and a half ago.
Oh.
So she was actually filling in at a few other spots throughout there. But, it just kind of showcased how much the community needed that space because so many people were obviously helping out. I'm pretty sure there was a few fundraisers, I want to say, but when they're reopened was just so like everyone was so excited. It was like happy to be back. People feel at home again. So
yeah, exactly.
And there aren't an excessive amount of bars on Long Island that you're going to, right? Like we're smaller towns. There's a main street strip.
Yeah,
that's where you're going, or you're going out to the beach. You're going to Fire Island.
And it is true that people who lives in this, like, I don't want to sound like silly, but like people know everybody.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You might
Like
have-
the movies. Like the
unfortunately.
movies.
you might run into somebody who you've seen throughout your life if you live there, I guess, right?
Yeah.
You know more than neighborhood.
And my brother is a firefighter. He's been a volunteer firefighter since he was of age too. He was a lieutenant in our local fire department, and then he is an FDNY as well for the past
Love that.
several
I
years.
respect those guys. a
Yeah,
lot,
so-
also.
I really respect
Hats off for the
firefighters.
FNY.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want a shirt actually. One of my really good friends, he told me he was gonna give me a shirt of the FNY.
Yeah.
I'll wear it with like pride. Yes.
They're really, really great guys. I have a brother on my dad's side as well. He's in the Marines. So, you know, just all around, I have so much respect for both of my
Yes.
brothers because they're out there doing really incredible things that not everyone has the ability to do or wants to do.
And you have to be brave to do any of those things, honestly. Like to go into a fire or to deploy and go to a different country. Yeah, it has to, you know, I mean,
Be strong and brave.
it has to be strong, brave, and courageous because not everybody does it. It's
Yeah.
like 1% in the work population.
Yeah,
That-
it's so
no.
scary.
Actually,
It's so
It's,
scary.
it's terrifying. There's certain firefighter movies that I see, and I'm like, nope, no, like I am not watching that.
Yeah.
Like, but so when it comes to a small town setting, I have an extended family outside of my family that is the fire department. So it's like I have all these guys that are buddies with my brother, and they all have kids, and they have like this little cool clan of like these like bros essentially that turned into dads. So
Yeah.
I'm like, when did you all get kids? It's crazy.
Did you get the chance to go to the department and, you know, like I'm gonna
Um,
slide in there?
So I actually out on Long Island and some places upstate, they do drill team racing.
Oh,
So it's like old school drill team racing where they will get onto these trucks, speed down a track, essentially stop, hop off the truck, hit the hydrant, rip ass again, and then jump off again and hit the target. And it's all timed. It's a really interesting organization, and it's fun to watch. Like your families are there, the fire department's there, and they do it on Saturdays, Sundays. I was on the juniors team, though, is what I'm getting at. So instead of us jumping off trucks, we had carts, and we would pull the carts down the track, and we would hit the hydrants and like do the whole thing. So I got to do all the fun stuff with the fire truck.
that's
so
pretty cool.
Yeah. But ever since when I was in Pennsylvania at the age of 2 to 3 years old, my uncle would be like, all right, all the lights off. We're going to pretend to find a fire in the house. And he had us crawling around and feeling the doors with the back of our hands. Yeah. So
That was pretty
You
cool.
have skills to survive.
yeah, it's I have bartending background and fire department background. So that's where you need me. I guess I could do something about it.
But before,
Somebody call 911.
so I guess as you mentioned, you were in the veterinary field. How do you? I mean, it was your like, oh, I'm gonna go to veterinary and that's it, or how is it?
No. I actually, out of high school, I had taken American Sign Language all 4 years of high school, and I wanted to study linguistics and do interpreting. I was not responsible at the age of 18 to be like, I can go to class.
No,
I'll do this on my own. I'll do my homework. Like,
I'll go later.
Yeah, I wasn't the best in high school either. Like, I just like, I did well enough that I wasn't failing, and I didn't have to put that much effort in, that I was like, why would I go to class? Which, you know, go to class. Please go to class, people. But, you know, I just wasn't meant for me at that point in time to take school seriously. And I was like, maybe we shouldn't be forcing people to make life decisions at this young of an age when, you know, I had dropped out twice, actually. But my main thought was linguistics and sign language, and I didn't like the program, and I didn't have enough self-discipline. And then I went to a BOCES program to get an assistant certification, and then move on to an online school for tech to get my license for veterinary technician. I had worked in volunteer work, where I was at a shelter and I was doing like an assistant to a tech, essentially, in a small dog ward. They were the biggest no-kill shelter on Long Island. Really incredible organization as well. I went to a GP practice. I worked in an ICU ER unit, and then I was in a general practice in Gowanus over in Brooklyn.
Wow.
So I did a little bit of everything. I have one cat out of the 6 years of veterinary care that I've done, so I'm proud to say that.
And you adopted him from the same...
Yeah. So North Shore Animal League, Howard Stern's wife, crazy cat lady, Beth Stern, puts so much money into these animals. It's really incredible. So she'll take in litters or really special medical cases or old cats. Like she is just like, if I could help them and somebody turns them in, she'll take them.
That's amazing.
And she works with this one doctor. I'm not sure if they're still at that hospital or not, but I had worked under this doctor and she was like the cat whisperer. She had all these litters. She did all these incredible things with like just really unique medical cases.
It's so funny because everybody... all the cats must have been following her around.
It's like, she can't leave the hospital.
Exactly.
And also it's super cool because cats are super complicated.
Yeah.
You know, when they are like cat whisperers, it's like really hard work because cats are very tough to discipline or understand.
I was scared of cats going into the field because I had always grown up with dogs, and I was like, it's like they bite me, that could be bad, the scratching. But my one cat, she came into the ER and she was like, maybe that little baby, and she has no eyes. So she just had a growth defect where she didn't fully develop, and she was like a forever kitten, and she looked like a creepy little Coraline with no eyes.
Oh.
So
but it's super cute.
yeah, 7 years now with her.
Oh.
So
Wow, that's amazing. You know, like I always say, adopt, don't buy when it comes to animals. Because, a lot of them deserve a second opportunity if they haven't had one. Or if they had one, they need to be with a family. Because a lot of them, actually, a lot of people who don't know how to take care of an animal because they've never had it. And when you have it as a pet, it's not even a pet anymore. It's part of the family.
Yeah. And mostly like adults that they're supposed to be responsible. Like I get mad when they get like pets to the kids, and then eventually the kids like super rough with the cats or the pet. Or they get like annoyed because they have to take care of them and not the kid. It's like, and then they ended up like, bringing to the shelters or like abandon them. It's like, dude, how do you do that to a like small animal?
It's basically very similar to a child. You have to advocate for this creature. And even in their later in life, you have to advocate for this being that can't talk for themselves. And, honestly, I think a lot, it kind of rolled over into hospitality a bit too, because it's like seeing people's needs before they need they know that they need something, or anticipating what is coming next.
Exactly. Like kind of like understanding and reading. Besides reading the room, I think the personalities too. Because every personality is very different, and every personality needs something. But yeah, it's pretty cool that you did that, honestly. And we're cat lovers. We love cats. I've had pets since I was a kid. My grandparents had all kinds of animals on their farm when I was a kid. So I feel like I also wanted to be a veterinarian at one point. I never had the chance to go because I didn't want to pursue my education in that sense. But to you guys who have done it, who have been in the veterinarian world, I think it's just amazing because you see it from a different perspective. And like you say, you use that in hospitality because you can actually see different things differently too. In a way, like everything that we do in our lifetime helps us be where we are now. But it also kind of like, you can use that kind of like experience in a different way, with people. Right?
Yeah, unfortunately, I couldn't go to veterinary school. I applied. I went to the first semester, but things happened with the school, so I dropped out. But that was my dream, like helping like little cats.
She did everything. She did nursing.
I've been doing like a lot of crazy things.
She went to so many things.
I work in a hospital. I don't know.
I wouldn't ever be able to do with people. And like, I think it's funny because like people are like, well, you could deal with animal blood, but not people. I'm like, if I get a scratch on my own, actually, this is, I have a scar right here. See that little thing? This is from a bottle of Prosecco.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Exploded when you opened it?
Yeah. No. It's not when I opened it. So, we have the risers in the storage downstairs. So everything's the X amount of inches off the floor. This bottle of Prosecco fell like that. Not a big deal. And I was restocking, and it was a warm bottle. It rolled
Oh.
over, fell off, exploded, and then there was a piece of
shit.
glass in my neck. And I went like that, and I went upstairs. I walked up the stairs, and I was like, Chef Gus? I was like, Gus? I was like, what's
I'm
going
dying.
on? I was like, I don't know. I was like, I'm just going to lay on the floor here.
Especially when those bottles are hot, they're like basically
I learned that day. I learned.
So going back to like veterinary. So you study and then you work there. How long do you work as a veterinary?
I was, by the time I was actually in tech school, I think it was only a year and a half that I was like going into doing the hours for my licensing exam. But in total, I did it from when I was maybe 22, 21 even, to 24, 25.
Okay.
So 3-4 years, something like that.
And what happened?
I
fall in love with it.
I did find hospitality. The doctor that I worked for, she is so incredible. We just weren't meant to work together anymore. I still bring my animals to her. I have friends that bring all of their animals to her as well. I learned so much from this woman, truly. It was just my time to not be in veterinary care anymore. And you do get jaded at a point. That's part of it.
Yeah.
And it's physically demanding. I actually did have... I was in a car accident in 2020 and sprained my neck and back. So that hindered my ability to do some things as well. And it still affects me in hospitality with my nerve damage in my hands. But it was just time to go. And it was a pretty dramatic breakup between that veterinary office and I will say that at the minimum. So I had left without any backup plan.
So you just one day decided?
Yeah, I was just done. It was post-COVID. It had to be 2021, and it was just the end of the relationship. I was fed up. I had never had a reaction to a job where I was like, I'm gonna leave. I'm not gonna say anything. I'm just gonna take my shit and go. So like I did, and I was 24 years old. I was like, I don't have a brain yet. My brain's not fully developed. What did I just do? And so the relationship of Megan Rickerson and I is really interesting because we had met through a friend of a friend. I was doing marketing and events for Coney Island Brewery, so I was on their on-prem team pre-COVID as a part-time gig when I was in veterinary care.
Okay.
So I had met her through one of my coworkers. And right before COVID hit, she was like, hey, my friend just opened this bar on the block. We were somewhere in Gowanus. We walked over, saw Someday Bar for the first time. And I had been going there for a few years prior to working at Someday. And she introduced us. They were roommates. That's whatever. And during COVID, shit hit the fan. And she had a lot on her plate. And she knew that I was going through something. She was going through some other things. And we were on very similar wavelengths. And we were just like, hey, you good? You good? And then it came to a point where we were really good friends. And I told her, I was like, I quit my job. I don't know what I'm doing. And she's like, hey, my friend who owns a bar in Astoria needs a host.
Okay.
And I was like, sure. I was like, I don't care. It's like, I haven't been in a bar setting since I worked at Dave & Buster's when I was 17. And I was like, I was a host there and they let me bust for a little bit, but they were never going to let me serve. So I think I'd moved on to a very other random job that I had post that. But I had hosted for this bar, Rivercrest in Astoria, a cool little sports bar on 35th and Ditmars.
Okay.
Awesome space. It's a pretty large space and it's fun. The bar food is just so good. Our friend Kira, who owns it, is also a badass. And I was there for several months. And then Kira was like, hey, my husband, he manages a place in Soho. He needs a host. And I was like, sure, I'll do it. So I went and hosted for the two of them, I guess for like 7 to 9 months. And then Meg was having some turnover at the bar and people were just like being kind of inconsistent with who wanted to work there. And I think there was a point in time during COVID where everyone needed somebody. So people were being picky about where they wanted to work.
Yeah, because I remember during the pandemic, it was like that kind of revolution in the industry as well, because people were like, like we see that owners, they need us and they can pay us. So also I'm gonna choose where to work and they respect me, because obviously we have to be also honest, right? There are places that they own restaurants or bars and they're like not really like nice owners or, you know, leaders. And also people were like leaving their bar jobs because they were scared and they moved to other states. And you know, it was like crazy time, but for other people it was also the big opportunity.
Yeah, people were like, I could pick where I want to go right now in a world that's never really been the reality. So people were really just like hopping around at a point. And I guess maybe if I was where I was in my part of my career, maybe I probably would have done something similar. I don't know. But Meg phrases things in a much nicer way than I ever phrased things. But she essentially was like, I can teach you how to bartend. I can't teach you the other part of being a good bartender, which is hospitality. And I was like, okay. I was like, I'll learn how to bartend. I was like, I'm sure I could be good at it. I was like, I could talk to a wall if I had to. So, you know, she gave me the opportunity and she taught me how to bartend from the ground up. It was a little rough at first. I didn't know my wells for like the first 4 months. And I was training on Taco Tuesdays. I couldn't figure out the well, and I was definitely making like half-assed daiquiris for people instead of margaritas for like a month and a half. And then my buddy was like, "Hey, what are you doing?" It's like he's like, "Did you notice what your well looks like right now?" And I was like, "No one said anything." He's like, "Well, they won't. They don't know." He was like, "It's like when they ask for a skinny margarita." I was like, "Okay, I'll understand that one day too." But you know, it really was just like learning, and for something with me, and I know that there's so many people in the industry as well that deal with ADHD. Me coming into this industry with a new diagnosis of ADHD, I was like then trying to figure out all of my things while processing that information, which bartending and but ADHD for everyone who knows is like, oh my goodness. Because you're like having this overload of information come to you. You're trying to not, like, your hands are moving faster than your brain. And people are like, wow, you're really doing it. I'm like, you don't understand that my brain is on fire right now. And I'm grabbing for the things and I'm just trying to keep it on track. So when you're waving in my face, like, I'm not being rude. I'm like, hey, I got you in a second. But I really am trying to figure out how to rework my brain behind the bar without coming off like I don't know what I'm doing.
And sometimes people, we have this habit of like saying things out of like the blue. Like, for example, when it says like, oh, I'm having anxiety, but people is like, oh, you're just crazy, or they diminish certain syndrome.
Like no, you look fine.
They sometimes people who doesn't have a mental problem or a syndrome or something, they just joke about it. But at the same time, people who have, or else we have a certain no disability, but like a different personality, it's hard to like sometimes work because, for example, if people that has anxiety and it's a chronic anxiety, it's really hard to work because everything gives you anxiety and it's hospitality, and so you're like boiling. But I believe like ADHD is also harder because then, like you say, your brain is always looking for
like something. You're like, okay, I completed this task, there's 4 more behind me, but which is actually supposed to be prioritized right now? So you're like trying to put together a really quick puzzle in your head while keeping your hands doing the correct thing at the same time. But I think really what took me the longest about it, because I was able to learn how to pour at the correct speed. I was able to figure out my tins. I don't have to free pour if I don't want to. It's, the classic recipes, they were like, okay, this is my basics. Like, I could put that on a flashcard and I could learn. But when it came to our specialty cocktails, I was like, this is insane. And anyone who's been to Someday, we do a lot of menu, like specialty menus. We do a lot of drag. So we have a lot of sponsorships that come in and change weekly or monthly. So we're swapping out 4 cocktails a week
Mhm.
on a single day.
Yeah.
Or we'll do a drag show on a Saturday. That has a special Monday. We had a reading event on a Monday. That has a different menu. So that's something that is not ADHD friendly or anxiety friendly. But I mean, it was a really interesting transition to be like trying to figure out the best route to learn in something that I've never really deep dove into before, because, you know, I was able to figure out like my little isms when I was like studying for veterinary care and like, you know, having systems that I had to now implement in different ways to learn what even a back bar is.
Yes.
Exactly.
Which I actually have more of an appreciation for the way my brain works now, because I'm like, oh, you see it in this way. So when you explain it to somebody else, it makes much more sense because you put a solid foundation into it.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. No, that's okay.
Like he's ringing out every single day.
Yes, we have some visitors. I guess it's like the most cool thing, like, you know, going to like established bar and you have not just a friend, but the owner trusting you. Like, I don't know anything. Okay, we're going to build you from the scratch. And then here you are, like you're the head bartender. And
Yeah. I mean, this is fairly recent that I have taken over management. I'm very grateful for the opportunity. I think that I wouldn't have been ready for this anytime sooner. Truthfully, I would have doubted myself a lot. And like we said, with mental health things within it too, I've had a long struggle. I won't say large struggle. With being diagnosed with new things within my first few years of being on the bar and learning how to navigate that while I'm dealing with people and like dealing with people carefully. But like I was given the structure to be supported. So like I was really well supported in all these things as well, which made me finally be like, oh, yeah, I can take on these more things. I am ready to learn more from you. I'm excited to be in this position now. Because if this was a year and a half ago, I would have been like, no, not me. No way.
And if you don't mind, you don't have to answer as well, but how do you find, or when do you feel like, oh, something is wrong with me, or like, how do you get diagnosed?
So I've dealt with mental health issues since I was a child. And I am so comfortable talking about any of this stuff because I think it's really important to talk about this, especially in the hospitality industry, and not for people that are just in it, for people who may be viewing this that aren't in the hospitality industry and then maybe view a bartender who might be in a bad mood, or someone like snapped at you like, hey, maybe they are actually at their absolute boiling point and have no choice but to be nice to you. And what would you do if it was the other way around? So I have been dealing with anxiety and depression since I was a teenager. That was like very easily known. Like I've been in talk therapy almost my entire life. I think that is at the minimal. Everyone should be in talk therapy at the bare minimum. But I always knew something was, I don't want to say wrong, but I don't know how else to say it because it's not wrong and it's not something bad, but something was off. And I was like,
something was uncomfortable for you. Yeah.
I was like, why can't I process certain things? Or like, why do I get stuck at one point? And like, it would be something like, oh, I want to wear this outfit to this night out. I imagine it looking this way. I find the shirt, I find the shorts, it doesn't look that way, or I can't find the shirt. And then my night is done for. I'm like, I'm not going out. I'm crying. I don't understand what's happening. I don't want to do anything anymore.
Yeah.
Like my entire mood is derailed. So that was like, many times my friends were like, stop crying and put on this t-shirt. Like we're going out. And, you know.
The Eagles shirt.
Yeah. That's my jersey. It's my comfort jersey.
My sleeping
it's my Kelsey Brothers. But it would really like just throw me for a loop, and I would be like, I don't understand. Or like even with my ADHD, I'd be like, people are like, oh, you're such a space cadet. Like I was voted the biggest space cadet on my cheerleading team, and I was like, people are like, that's you. And I was like, oh, cool. Like, yeah, you guys are right.
Oh my God, that's so cool.
But at 27, so this is now going on a 4-year diagnosis, I was diagnosed with bipolar 2. I had spent several days in the hospital being institutionalized after having a huge manic episode, which people do have that view of bipolar as like hot, cold, gonna snap. And it's like, that's not how that goes. That's not how it goes at all. And I have been behind the bar countless times in these episodes. And it really is, you know, taking, if you even have access to it, which there are so many things for people who don't think they have access to mental health things, like there's something there for you. So there's that part of it of like figuring out how to access these things. And for anyone that has the ability to access these things, it's so important that they do.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, it is going to be so rewarding to learn something about yourself if you're questioning anything and you're like, I am uncomfortable. These thoughts don't seem like everyone else has these thoughts. What can I do? Who should I talk to about it? All these things.
And I think New York City, that's what I love this city as well, because not just for the industry, but I think this city has a lot to offer for like everyone when you look for help, either for mental health, for like insurance, for jobs, for everything. There's always something that is gonna help you.
Yeah.
And just don't be afraid or don't be ashamed of like feeling where, like we said, because therapy at the end of the day is very like helpful, but we also have like this bias of like, oh, if you go to the mental doctor, it's because you're crazy.
Yeah.
Or like, why I'm gonna talk to a stranger about my feelings, right?
I think now that you guys have mentioned it, we're gonna see if we can find some links and put them on the description so people can reach out and just like, if we can help in this way, like someone in the community out there watching us and listening, having the link, I think is more accessible for them. Just to click a button. Nobody knows if you want to be anonymous. Just click on it and then find out if it's for you. It's fun. If not, you might be able to recommend it to somebody else, right?
Yeah, because also I think in this industry, we said that the same. We go to your bar and it's like, hey, have a shot and everything, but sometimes we don't check in, to each other, and we also have like people that they are like going through like very bad episodes, so there's always like a helpline to go, and also I think it's very important to check up on your friends and
what we try to
and coworkers.
And it's hard to tell.
Yeah,
it's hard to tell even when you are checking in with people. So it's like, I think just even us saying this out loud and somebody seeing it somewhere on one of these platforms is like, hey, this person also has felt this way at least once. Like, it's not just you. Like, it's not just you having these thoughts that you don't think are normal or it doesn't seem like other people are dealing with.
Sometimes we don't want to like showcase our emotions or our feelings because we think we're going to be judged in so many different ways. But in reality, if you are going through a difficult time or you don't feel right, I think the best way is for you to check yourself. The second thing is, if your friends see it, it's okay if your friends tell you, right? Like, hey, is something wrong? Like, they're checking on you. So I feel like the community of bartending, in a way, kind of like helps each other. But there's also a barrier that we don't want to say, like, oh, I don't want them to know. Like, if you don't have a job, for example, you try to look for a job, but you don't want to tell them that you're like jobless, like if you have no money, for example, or if you're short on rent, or hey, my place hasn't paid me for the last 3 weeks, I need to get like these little things that we don't say. But I'm so glad that what you mentioned is pretty good because it's helpful. And one of the things in the previous episode with Erin, she also talked about the ADHD menu that they created, which I think is pretty cool. That's for the squirrels, right?
Yeah.
So I think that's another thing, but it's something that it's here, right? It's in there. We know because we've been working in the service industry for a while. But I think now it's more. It's. I don't want to. What would be the perfect word? It's more
relieving. Visible.
It's relieving. Like it relieves. Like when you say something like, "Yes, this is happening. It's okay. Whatever." nobody cares, like nobody cares in the sense that what I have to say for my own persona is going to benefit me or you, in this case, or Nuri. And it's just for the good of the person, right?
And
If it helps.
also, like talking mental, but as well, like especially that we work in hospitality, or like you guys are bartenders. There's also people that are struggling with like alcohol addiction, and sometimes they don't want to recognize it, or people are like, oh, he's just having fun, or she's just like, a little tipsy or whatever. But like same, it's something. Sometimes we deal with our emotions with alcohol, so it's good to talk. And like you say, you were able to find this help.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. And then so during these 5 years in Someday Bar, when you started learning all these cocktails and all that stuff, when was the time that you were like, okay, I'm 100%?
I don't know if I'm still 100%. I feel like maybe
in a
80
way.
at best. I mean, it really is, because it's like it's never ending, the things that you
Exactly.
could learn.
Yeah.
And that's like something that I had taken from Megan, and her being like, here's all these things, like take it and run with it if you want to. And the thing is that you have to want it, because if you don't, like you could show up to your shift and do your things and just leave. You're like, okay, I served the people, I brought them their food, I did my silverware, I'm out. That's you could do that, and you could leave it at that, and really. But if you want to make more about it, and like why, I just don't see. I feel like there's such value in pushing yourself to continue to learn and going to these classes and things like that. So I don't think I'll ever be comfortable saying that I am at 100%, because I feel like there's always going to be more to learn.
Yeah.
So I think within the past 2 to maybe 2 years, I'll give myself, that I felt really comfortable with just even experimenting with building new cocktails and coming up with something on the fly about like, okay, we need to throw together this brand on tonight's drag menu. Let's do it quick. So, it's something that I feel like is always evolving.
Yeah. That's pretty cool.
I don't want to go further, and I don't want to also like make you feel like you have to talk about it, but I feel like you didn't finish your point of like how you were like after diagnosed, and how you dealing with bartending, and feel like I'm boiling and I have to do this drink for this customer that he's not being ugly, but I feel uncomfortable. He's not being nice, or he's being nice. So how do you feel like once you get diagnosed? Like what were your tools to like manage working with that diagnosis?
Well, the first thing or tool that I utilized is the genuine support that I had from my workplace. It was taking that little bit of time off that I needed to take off. It was putting true effort into going into therapy programs, and taking a journey with medication, which isn't for everyone, but if you do choose to go that route, then it can be extremely helpful. There shouldn't be any type of stigma about taking medication if that's what you choose to do with your life, and what could potentially really help you in the long run. So it was really leaning into the support of my owner and staff around me prior to even getting back onto the bar. So it was genuinely taking a beat, being like, this is what I have to do. This is what I have to learn about myself. So when I do go into these episodes, that will always happen. I don't have a choice. That will never stop in my lifetime. It's about mentally taking a step back and being like, where are all the things that you learned? How do you implement your coping mechanisms in this moment, before I turn around and I'm like, hey, get the fuck out of my bar. I don't like you. Because that could be a very easily reaction if I'm just like too snappy and I'm not actually thinking, because that could be a part of it, is me just being I don't want to say short-tempered in a way, because I don't want people to relate that to be like hot and cold, bipolar, but it is more so like my patience is done. I've just probably did 7 things before you spoke a single word to me, and now you're interrupting my thought process. Like, it's not a mood thing, it's more a frustration thing. So I don't want that example to seem like that. But it is taking care of yourself at home, accepting that this is what you're going to, that this is what your life looks like, and that's okay. It's a little bit different than other people's lives, but you are just as valuable, and you are able to do things just like everyone else, no matter what your diagnosis is. And then let me see, my train of thought there. Sorry.
Okay.
I think it is really just taking the time to learn yourself, learn your diagnosis. It's going to be an everyday battle of waking up and saying, yeah, this is what it is, but it's not a bad thing. Like, it is okay to be who you are and to continue living the life that you are, as long as you're putting the proper work into it.
Exactly.
It's not going to affect your work. It's not going to affect your social life. Are you going to have hard days? Yes. And even if you don't have diagnosis like this, everyone's going to have hard days. So this is something that in my core and has been really pushed into me is kindness. Overall, I think kindness is one of the biggest things in everyday life, not just in our hospitality life, is you really get back what you give to the world.
Yeah, and I feel like, thankfully you have the support at work, but I guess also you have support at home. You have your partner, I guess your family as well is part of the support system. And like you said, it's very important to like follow the steps for like the coping mechanisms, because, for example, before, like I suffer from anxiety, and when I work, I was like short-tempered because I didn't know how to manage that. And then eventually, when I learned the breath mechanism, it would take me 2 seconds just to chill myself out and be like, okay, this is something that it gets me anxiety, but I can still process the whole service, right?
Yeah.
And also sometimes when you tell people, it's like, it's not your also your problem with what people think about you, but it's like, for example, I have myopia, right? Astigmatism, and I wear contact lenses. If I lose one, I would be like,
Goodness, if I lost a contact during service, bar would be closed.
Yeah.
I'd be like, I'm sorry, everyone.
I lost my glasses when I was driving once. Believe me, that was the worst.
I would have been on the side of the road so quick.
But I think
like
when you have a certain thing that it makes your daily life a little harder than other people, I think mental issues are the same. You just not like, I'm going to put you in a bubble, right? That you're super different. It's just like, at a moment, you just need like 10 seconds probably, or like, I don't know how long it takes for you, but you came back to the sense of like, I'm working. This is how I can chill myself and follow the next step, right?
Yeah. And I think this also goes back to showing kindness to yourself. Because you wake up and you're kind to yourself, you're kind to the little creatures that you have in your house, whether it's any type of pets that you have, and then you start that mentality off, it's going to bleed into your day in natural ways, and any person that you come into contact with, because, part of bar world for me, and when I am creating the environment that I want to create every day when I open the bar, and I'm, that's my space that I'm in charge of, is making somebody's day 1% better. It's like they could be having, I don't know what could be going on in their world. Anything could have happened to them that day, and they come into my bar, whether they want to sit there in silence, whether they want to read a book, be on their computer, sit here, chat my ear off about, I don't know, books. Something.
Or the Knicks.
Or they're like, wow, nice lemons. I'm like, I have 50 more to cut, dude. I don't know what else to say.
Hands.
But it really is. It's like you might be copying a little bit of an attitude with me. I'm not having a bad day. You could probably use somebody to be a little nice to you right now. So, and even if you can't change their day and they're just grumpy the whole time, I'm like, all right, man, like I tried.
Yeah.
So when we met, we were at this event that we were like hunting house, whatever, like for Halloween. And that's how I remember you, right? Because I think we met probably before, but I guess like seeing you and now that you're a head bartender and all the process during these years, I feel like it's cool when you see other people that even though we don't talk to each other a lot, but then you see them on Instagram or like around events growing. So what is for you like being in hospitality?
I think for hospitality, I think it's such an interesting question because, like you said, everyone has such their own take on it. I think this ties into creating somebody's day 1% better, but also just creating a space that people feel welcomed in and they feel safe in, especially in Someday specifically.
They feel relaxed too.
Yeah.
So you want to go relax and have a drink.
And for our like queer community at Someday is huge. We have such a large community and we're not a gay bar. Megan is a straight cis woman and she doesn't want to claim a space that isn't hers to claim. And she's made jokes about it where she has turned around and was like, I didn't know what my bar was going to be. She's like, I wanted to have a neighborhood bar, but my bar told me it needed to be this queer space. So it is now. And I love it. And the people love it. Everyone loves it. So we call ourselves an everyone bar. So we have dogs, we have kids, more dogs. We host multiple drag shows a month. We do all of these other we do writing events. There's so many things that pop up in the bar and people are so excited to host their post weddings, their happy hours for work there. And it's such a wide variety of people that we're catering to a little bit of everyone when people walk in. So it's the most important to me to make sure that everyone feels safe from the moment that they walk in. I want them to feel like they could create their own little bubble if they wanted to sit at the bar and read by themselves. But I want them to know that we are there to take care of them. We are there to make their day better. And I want them to think that this is a spot that they always want to come back to.
Yeah, for me, when I knew about the bar Someday, the first thing that attracted my eye was like, it's a women-owned, right? And then it was kind of like the tag of like, it's a queer space, because I think most people know it. But it's good to know that, and also, people recognize that the owner is not, but that doesn't mean that it's against it. And I feel like that's why I'm very happy of like talking about the LGBT community, because I feel like if you are also an ally with them, I feel like we're also creating more spaces to talk about it. And even though we're a little further on respecting and dealing also with other states that are not as open as New York City, to normalize. And I'm against labels, but unfortunately, like I always said, like we have to use them because that's how we can manage, censorship or like abuse or discrimination. I feel like that is the community that it's always bringing a lot of like stuff for the bars, fun, and the Pride Month and the Pride Parade. It's always like being very proud of like how the city is supporting them.
Yeah. It's going to be Pride Month for us is my favorite month of the year. I mean, Pride is my favorite month of the year.
Do you have any plan for
yeah,
Pride Month? We
will have our weekly flamboyance show all 4 weeks of the month on every Wednesday with Nancy Nogood and Reina Nobuena. They are, I guess we just turned 3 or 4. No, we just turned 3 with them. We will be having Antonio Moore is our Sunday brunch drag queen. We normally do it the last Sunday of every month. We will be doing it on the Saturday, the 27th, before the Pride Parade in the city. We will have a RuPaul drag queen with us. So that's under wraps right now, but it is very exciting.
Yeah. So you guys know. The
27th.
If you guys are around the city, go to Someday Bar. Make sure you guys have a drink or two.
We do have bottomless mimosas.
You're gonna see me there.
Get saucy.
So we've been at Someday Bar several times, a few times for different events, And the last time we went, it was actually Jimena when she came from Mexico. They did a pop-up.
Yes.
I really like it. I think it's a great bar. Oh, actually, we went also for the lasagna.
Lasagna night. Lasagna night.
Yeah, that was like a year ago.
Okay. I'm always late,
No,
and I
it's
always miss
okay.
everything. I think Edgar was like, I think since we met, he was inviting me to events. He would be like, there's this event, and he would be like, it's from 7 to 11, and I would be there like 10:30. He would be so mad at me, and he's like, where are you coming?
I mean, 7 to 10:30, I'll probably not be really happy, you know? It's like, she's not coming out at this point, you know? I'm about to leave.
I changed a little bit now, but I think also I miss that.
Yeah, no, but,
Lasagna night,
we've been there.
though.
We've been there for several times. We know Megan because, of course, you know, through this fabulous trip we had also when we met the Behind the Barrel event with the Wild Turkey and the Campari group. That's when we met Megan, and then we ran into each other in New Orleans a few times actually, at different events also, which was pretty cool because, you know, we seeing somebody from New York who recognizes us, or that I recognize, like, hey, hi, you know, like it's pretty cool. And like honestly, one thing that I really love about this community in general. Is that, you know, doesn't matter where you work or what you do, you know, like if you can be up front of house, back of house, you can be the general manager of like that 3 Michelin star restaurant. If you say hi to me and if I say hi to you and it is like the communal kind of like friendship, that's the greatest thing, right? Because I don't want to be above you or you don't want to be above me. Because then when that happens, it becomes like conflicting.
Yeah, there's no point.
Yeah. And then, you know,
and they're super cool, like, you know, like, for example, like I said, I don't know you a lot, but like the fact that I see that you have cats and it's like, oh, we work in the industry now, so she has cats. So when the next time we see each other, it's like, oh, how's your cat, right?
Yes.
But also we want you to be here because I feel like, you know, you started to tell you're part of this industry, and it's been a little bit that we don't have bartenders. And I feel like, you know, because we have a guest with brands and everything, but I love the story bartenders because then, you know, even though you just work at someday, you bring those kind of stories. Like you said, that at the beginning you didn't know if you were the daiquiri or margarita.
I was like, oh, okay. I was like, I didn't even know what the specs of a daiquiri are. They're like, I was like, well, I'll never forget what a DAC is now.
Yeah. And I think those are the cool experiences because when you don't know and you're willing to learn, and somebody else is like opens the door for you to, like, you know, like, hey, this is the space where you can learn, become a, I don't know, bartender if they give the position immediately. And I've been, somebody has to be very trusty, you know, and you have to be trustworthy.
And
right?
some days not an easy spot. It's not easy. I didn't recognize that.
The back bar that you guys have is huge. It's a lot of bottles.
Bananas. I was like, somebody said something about it the other day. I was like, I don't know, man. I was like, I don't know what to do with all this product. We have to get through some of this. I was like, she did a lot of favors here, but it's a solid back bar.
It is very nice.
But, you know, it's just given me so many opportunities even outside of the bar. Like I said, I've gotten to go to Camp Run Amok. I've done the day of Behind the Barrel. I've done several classes at Diageo or Campari Academy. And I try to bartend music festivals whenever I can. So I learned volume when we started doing our Black Lagoon pop-up. Like, we've always had like decent volume at the bar. And I've worked a handful of music festivals in Pennsylvania. That's volume.
Of course.
What I learned was Gen Pop volume because I was in GA bartending. I had my first experience as a VIP experience bartender this past September.
Oh, wow.
Cool.
At Louder Than Life and Bourbon and Beyond.
Oh.
So I worked for Angel's Envy in their ultimate VIP experience.
I like it.
We were averaging 1,500 to 1,600 cocktails per bartender per day.
Wow.
There was 20 of us. And I was like, I came back and I was like, I am damaged. I was like, I am damaged. And Meg was like, hey, we signed up for Miracle. And I was like, I'm dying.
Yeah.
But it's like, there's so many opportunities outside of the bar that then set me up for things inside of the bar as well. Because I came back from bartending those 2 festivals and I was ripping it. I was like, I am ready to do a Christmas pop-up.
So now that you mentioned volume and coming from veterinary, like, how do you see that? Did you always, like, I mean, the question would be like, did you imagine that you would be like this sore or like using your arms a lot and being like, oh my
No.
God. No.
No, I did not.
It's a workout.
Yeah, well, even just like from the start of it to like us batching all of these things, and we're batching 200 cocktails at a time, and then we're like, I'm like pulling up all these cases upstairs, just the prep of it itself. I'm like, okay, now I'm having 5 gallons of candy cane syrup. Like, are you kidding me? And carrying this up and down the stairs. And, you know, it's just like the stairs really kill me at our bar. Like, I know we're in New York, everyone's going to have stairs. It's just not fun. But running back and forth up down the stairs, that takes a toll on your legs. You're moving kegs throughout your shift. Like, the physical aspect of bartending is people just like write off all the time. They're like, oh, whatever. And I'm like, do you understand what we're lifting downstairs?
Yeah, because I believe, you know, when you start in a bar that you don't know a lot of it, or you don't have experience, depending how you shake, right? And you start like, I seen people, they shake here, or like, you know, and then eventually, like my mentor here, he tells you like, oh, you should shake here because it's easier, blah, blah, blah. But you learn that with the during the process of becoming a more experienced. And so your partner, is she part of the community?
No, she actually works in real estate. She is a senior leasing officer. I was going to say officer. She's an officer. Senior leasing.
Role playing.
Like, what's up? In Chelsea. So she works, she deals with people, like customer-facing position regularly. She's touring people in the buildings all the day. She's dealing with a lot of the back end of leasing and stuff like that. So I always said I would never train her to bartend, but she would probably be one of the best bartenders. She is, she has the personality. She is detailed. She could do it. I don't want her to do it. Like, then we're competing.
And how do you deal like that kind of difference, industries?
Well, so she's such a people person, and like, it's funny because whenever she comes and sits at the bar, I'm like, hey, stop making friends. Like, stop talking to the drunk strangers, please. Like, we don't need any more friends or Instagram followers. I was like, knock it off. So, I mean, we're one and the same with our personality. Like, we could talk to anyone. She is an incredibly kind human being, and she's my biggest support as well.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, she's awesome, and she deals with a lot with me. Yeah, I'm a big personality, man. I can't do anything about it.
She doesn't get bored though.
No. But she might.
And you said you recently got engaged, right?
Yeah. So, God, last June.
Congrats.
It's been a long engagement. Yeah. So it's, we're in deep wedding planning, but it's going to be fun. She's actually picking up her custom made suit tomorrow. She got a 3-piece suit done. It's this queer owned business right in downtown Brooklyn. So it's very exciting. But I mean, I will say the hours are a little rough and even outside of what I do versus what she does is like, she's like a dad. She's like, 9 o'clock. I weeded today. I grilled. I'm good. And I'm like, oh, it's 1 a.m. I have time for 2 more episodes of something. And I'm like on my true crime, like, oh yeah.
Yeah. We watch past 2, 3 a.m. We watch like, you want to watch a show or something? It's like 2 a.m. You will still want, let's watch 30 minutes.
Like 1 hour.
30 minutes.
And then it's 5 a.m. all the time. But I think that's like rough for us because like I can function off of minimal sleeping. Like, I'm fine with it. It's not great. Don't do it. But I'm able to. So for her, she's like very scheduled with her sleeping, her eating routine. Obviously, being on the bar eating, there is no schedule. I am eating pizza over a trash can, even though that's our I will live by that stereotype 1,000% because it's true.
Yeah, it is true.
Yeah, you'll like eat in 3 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah,
especially if you're busy.
The chef's like, I have a cookie. I'm like,
Yeah, or sometimes you don't eat during your shift
No.
if you're busy. At the end of the night, you're like, oh, I need a snack.
You're like, why do I
Yeah,
gotta eat?
exactly. Or I didn't drink enough water, because sometimes you're busy, you have no time to drink water. You have no time to eat, especially if you're preparing a cocktail for a menu. Like for the moment you walk into this door, you create a cocktail, you printing the menus, you're making sure everything is ready for the event. Once the event is finished, you have to finish cleaning. Once you finish cleaning, you're like, I'm too tired, but I'm still hungry, and I feel like a lot of people don't see that part of bartending, the creativity part, which is like, creating a cocktail, coming up with a menu, because also coming up with a name that has to make sense for the event. All these things, the little details that a lot of folks don't see from outside. The bartenders who are watching and listening, they can relate to this because this is what we do. But a lot of folks don't know. And, like you mentioned earlier, having an event on a Saturday and having a different event on a Monday, on a Sunday, totally different cocktails. It's a little bit hard, it takes a toll on your body.
Yeah.
Your body's aching. You need to rest. You need to rest at least one day, because shaking 1,600 cocktails or starting 1,600 cocktails is not an easy task.
That was one of the most insane things I've ever put my body through, truthfully, because it was 128 hours in 8 days.
Wow.
It was well worth it financially. I will always do it again if I am invited back.
Yeah.
But it's also, this is like a different part of our community.
Yeah.
It's like a subgenre community, I guess, was the people that I met there.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Some of them I had met through, the way I got the job was through Camp Run Amok. So they have the Facebook group, they have a Discord, they have whatever, all these different ways to keep in touch with that community specifically. Cool. So I had gone on the Facebook group, searched on the bar, and was like, hey, anyone do festival staffing? Like, I've done it on my own through a friend of a friend, and I was like, how do I get into a cool festival? Like, I want to do this. And it's hard to crack the code to that. Like, you really got to know somebody, or somebody has to be leaving and being like, hey, take my spot. So I had found a friend of mine now on Facebook in that group, and I was like, hey, really interested. And every 3 months I'd be like, hey, I'm still really interested. I want to work for you. And then she had actually come to New York. We had met by chance at the bar, and we both had heart-shaped glasses on. We were like, this is so funny. She ended up hiring me. I went down there, and it was like almost like the real world, because they put us up in an Airbnb for 13 days. The only thing I had to pay for was my flight to and from there, and then like groceries when we were there and whatnot. So it's like, I got off the plane, got dropped off at the Airbnb. There was only 3 other girls in the house when I got there. They were like, go claim a room. Go claim a room. And I was like, oh, okay, like I'll go right now. And they were like, yeah, you got a bed. Like only like 2 people had to be on an air mattress or something. But
for 13 days.
Yeah, it was a bond. Like,
nice.
It was an instant bond. And it was funny, one of the girls in the house had the same exact lenses on that I have on now. So it was not only the first person and it was another friend of mine that I'm now very close with.
Awesome.
But yeah, we spent the 2 weeks in the house together. We bartended. We went back and forth. We carpooled every day. We came home. We had meals together. The most incredible part of this operation for me, when I bartended festivals that were like, yeah, here's a 9-hour shift, take 45 minutes, good luck getting food.
Especially going through this crowd.
Yeah. Or a line is going to cost be 20 minutes to get a piece of corn. I don't know.
Right.
Yeah.
But they made sure we were fed. They made sure we were hydrated. If you wanted a snack break, you wanted a cigarette, they would swap you out. You would do prep for 2 hours. And this is the thing. This was true hospitality that these people are receiving through a festival experience. So it's not just like a turn and burn, here are cans.
Right.
This was, here's 4 cocktails at once. I mean, it was all batched. Thank God.
Yeah, imagine building from scratch.
Yeah, I was scared because I didn't know. I've never done something like that. So when I was like,
crazy,
batched it, how smart, as if that wouldn't be their first thought.
I did an event on New Year's Eve in Manhattan, and we have to do cocktails. Like, it was in batch. So it was like espresso martinis, I guess. No, espresso martinis. We were doing, I forgot, but it was like crazy because the moment that people start, it was like I think like 4 bars, and then the main one, you have all these people because it was like like a
What event?
the one that I did on the Lower East Side.
Oh, right. Yeah. Okay.
It was like a Gatsby party.
Oh, cool.
So everybody was like super nice dressed and everything, but it was crazy because like probably like the first 2-3 hours, everything is like smooth or like organized. But then when people start getting like tipsy and everything, it was like then it just start running low of things, and it's like I don't have vodka, I don't have tequila, and it's like that, and it was like running to grab the other person and then do drinks and then charging cards. It's crazy, but I think it's fun.
Yeah. So the cool part, or the not cool part, I guess I'll say, is at the end of the second weekend, because they do both festivals Thursday through Sunday. And the last day and a half, they do this thing called, like, they call it a type of shuffle. I forget the exact name for it. But they want to hit net zero. So they're like, okay, like at a certain point, we're not opening other batch bottles. We are not opening up any other bottles that we have. So if people are ordering cocktails and there's 4 of you left on the bar that normally has 10 bartenders, you are sprinting back and forth to be like, you have orange juice, you have Bloody Mary mix, because these people are ordering Bloody Marys at the most absurd times at a metal music festival. I'm like,
wow.
I was like, what drugs are you people doing that you want a Bloody Mary right now? But it was exactly like that. It was like, I don't have vodka. They're like, go down there, call it up from bar 2. And I'm like, we're calling down a bottle of vodka from a bar, like just because we weren't allowed to tell them no. Yeah. Everything was on the way.
Wow.
Yeah, there was like, I went to say something and my coworker was like, don't do that. Don't, if you get caught saying no, you're going to get in trouble. And I was like, I don't like that rule. But okay, I'll learn.
Yeah. I mean, now that you mentioned that, there's different kinds of events, and the batching helps you have consistency, and 3 cocktails is easy to bang. See, building a cocktail, like even if it's a one-on-one, like a tequila soda or mezcal soda or a vodka soda, sometimes it'll take you a little longer because you have to pour it. But at the same time, it takes you shaking, takes you to build. But the moment or the time you spend trying to sort that bottle you're losing time. And I always see this effectively. Like I always say, if you have a party of 200 people, batch. Yep. If you have a party of 50 people, you can manage it. But it's just like depending on the party too, because if you have somebody who's turning 65, they're not gonna drink as much. You have somebody who's turning 21, they're gonna go all in, because like first time you are able to drink, people is always like they're
gonna like be like, haha, you want to try something really fun? And I'm like, here's a shot of a Lord.
Exactly. And then like shots for everybody, like. It's a different kind of party. Yeah. But that's good, like these experiences, I think, like you said, like help you be faster, know like different aspects of hospitality when it comes to these events, because these events are big. Big. Wow.
The first Black Lagoon event that we ever did, we actually did not think about batching, and we had to learn how to batch like essentially on the fly after like just crumbling, because we were like, what do we mean? We have like 7 touches here. Yeah, and we're a small staff. We're just like this little army, if you will, of 7 of us. Yeah. So it's like we all really have to be on the same page. Everyone has to be on top of everything, and like it's thankfully we're as small as we are, because it's much more easy to manage to be like, okay, well, if someone's messing up, it's going to be pretty obvious who it is. And like, it's like the accountability, even if you don't want it, it's there. It's in big red letters.
And I think like, all these things that we were talking about during this conversation, I feel like that what makes you, experience or season, as we call it. And you learn, like, especially being accountable, because if you hide like a mistake or try to blame someone else, it's like everybody notices, but also it gives you less credibility as a team player, right? And learning your staff as well is like we would say, right? If you take care of everyone, the business is gonna be also take care of it. So we're glad that we're having this conversation with you, and you were able to come here and tell people where you work, what you're doing, and someone also feel inspired by you. But thank you.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, honestly. Why don't we help the audience know your social handles and where they can find you? I mean, the address, if you can share with us. Someday bar.
Yeah. Okay. So once again, I am NATASHA ARCE of Someday Bar NYC. We are located on 364 Atlantic Avenue in Borum Hill. Our Instagram handle is just at Someday Bar NYC. And then for myself, I am what's my name? My name is
Natasha.
My name is Natasha, and my Instagram handle is just Natasha with an extra A .23 at not at Gmail. I'm gonna do that. I'm like my email, Instagram, everything. My Instagram handle is Natasha with an extra A .23. And
we're gonna put it though, but some people they don't watch the YouTube, but also they're listening in their platform, and we're glad that we're part of their day and get to know you. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you,
and we'll see you around. And good luck with your trip with Megan.
Is there anything you would like to see to the camera or to acknowledge anybody that you do you like?
I mean, two of my biggest supporters, the one within the industry is Megan Rickerson. I love her to the end of the earth as a mentor, sister, best friend, and especially in the hospitality side for being able to open the door to be where I am today. And then my number one supporter at home is my soon-to-be wife, Caitlin Andrews.
Shout out to Katie.
We joke around, we're like, Caitlin Grace. So just for always supporting me and letting me be who I am and supporting me throughout all of it. So
thank you so much.
And then all my cats.
Obviously.
All the cats,
All the cats in the world. All the cats in the world.
Yes.
Especially Catzilla.
Yes.
Hey, thank you so much, folks, for watching. For more episodes like this, go to our website, www.bartalkingbarnyc.com, or go to our socials, Bar Talking Bar NYC. Excuse me, Bar Talking Bar on Instagram, TikTok, and
everywhere. You can find us everywhere. You can listen to us everywhere, and don't forget to subscribe and share and comment. And the algorithm. It's tricky, but help us to grow. And like we said, that we can have more episodes like this, and you can meet more people and learn from them as well. Because now you're a mentor for other people. So
yes.
Good.
I was gonna say something. Why don't we leave by saying this is the Bar Talking Bar?
I want the count to
all right.
Okay.
So we'll say
2, 3.
This is Bar Talking Bar.
I did it backwards.
Okay.
Bar Talking
Bar.
Bar Talking Bar.
Yeah. All right. We'll do it again.
Okay.
1, 2, 3. This
is Bar Talking
Bar. Yeah. Thank you, everyone, and see you next week.
See you later, alligators.
Bye-bye.